Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shaq here, and welcome to a first look at an early access title that just dropped over on Steam this week. Astro Colony, a colony simulator with that logistical puzzle mechanic that you'd see in something like Satisfactory. We're going to dive into a new game, and then we're going to load up my spaghetti mess that we've been playing over on Twitch for the last couple of days. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Now remember, this is early access. It is not done, but you can find it over on Steam. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. I have no connection to this company. I just thought it was a neat idea, and I like the weird, like, fantasy, pseudo-science-y technology vibe that it's got going on with these, like, pieces of maybe a once blown up world. Who knows? Let's go into single player and we will start a new game. If you want to follow along, I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as our seed, and I'm going to leave everything on here. There is a oxygen consumption, though it's not as awkward or annoying as you might think right away with survival mechanics. There is technology to build that you're just never going to have to worry about this once you get it set up. Because everything's about automation in games like this. And we've got Enable Bot. This is going to be your, what do you call it? Your tutorial little robot that'll follow you around and tell you stuff. Once you've played, you probably don't need this again. And then a booster will be able to unlock this technology as we go. So I'm not going to enable booster. But let's go ahead and get started in our new world. Space. The spacey frontier. I can't actually look around.
Believing that one planet would be enough for us was wrong. Our colossal ambitions pushed us to leave our homes. Driven by the need of development and achievements, humanity seeks opportunities to discover new worlds. Is yours to conquer.
Now, notice these people around us, right? As we get up, we start walking out. This is the ship we're going to use to actually call in colonists to our colony that we built. So, what does this mean? Well, I think it means that these guys just cruise around in their cool starship while we do all of the work and get abandoned on a platform. There they go. Bye. And then us and Robobot here is gonna tell us how to play, what to build. You just click him to go next, and he'll teach us how to like look around, how to open up the guidebook. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, my little friend, and I'm gonna make you go sleep time. And we're gonna build some stuff. I'm just gonna walk you through some of the base mechanics. So you find yourself on, literally, and I'll just like stand up. If we hit X, we can turn on our jetpack and fly around a little bit, on a single platform. A lot of people on Twitch were seeing this and they were like, holy crap, is this like a space version of Raft? It is a weird like genre mix, which I'm kind of digging. It has elements of like Raft where you get the resources that kind of spawn around wherever the player is at. By the way, there is going to be multiplayer for this. The multiplayer button is already there, though I'm told it doesn't work yet. I have not tested it. We probably will test it as this gets more updates. But let's go grab some resources. So our quest right now in the top left-hand corner is running us through how to play. It says go get some iron and some copper. Each one of these asteroids are made out of something different. You can see on the right-hand side. This one is made out of, as they cross through each other, this one right here is made out of carbon and copper. And that one's probably made out of iron. It is indeed. So we'll just click it. We'll switch over to our pickaxe. Mine a little bit of this up. You'll see I'm getting copper ore, carbon, and eventually it'll say, hasn't said it yet. Maybe it won't say. Wait for it. Wait for it. It should say I've gained a science point. From mining, you will gain the earliest version of, oh, maybe it's part of the tutorial and that's why it hasn't said it yet. You'll start gaining science as a research point, right? It wouldn't be the first time, you know, NASA has sent some, well, I won't say somebody, but something to go whack on a rock for a while or crash into a rock to gain some science. Let's go grab some iron because that's the quest. Nope, that is not an asteroid. That's actually one of those little planet chunks that we can go and touch and build on if we want to. We can even move them. That's right, space engineers. We can move the voxels in this. Just saying. All right, so we've gathered up some stuff. Mr. Roboto is telling us to do the next thing. What we're gonna wanna do is open our inventory with I. We can see the raw resources we've got. Now, in our suit, we can refine these into something. So I'll click this list right here. This is the list of things that whatever you're looking at can make, right? So whatever you've accessed, or in this case, our inventory. And on the right-hand side, we can set these to go ahead and, if I click it, start refining what we've got in our inventory into bars. We can type a certain number if we only want, say, 10 or 15 of these made. We don't wanna like waste the resources we've got, which is quite nice. But we're just gonna let those run. I don't have a reason not to let these run until we have a base set up and we have something that's a little bit more, what would you call, we get more yield out of it, right? We'll get better buildings and better structures that will give us like 2 bars for the same amount of ore that comes in. Now, we are burning through our oxygen right now, and he's telling us about it as we speak. Oxygen levels are dropping slightly. Bottom left-hand corner, we've got our O2 resource. So let's go ahead and click next. What do you want us to do, robot? When that level reaches 0, your body will get injured and will cause resulting in death. So you're gonna need to get some ice and put it in an oxygen generator to refill it. And that's gonna be the first thing that we build. So if I hold down tab, it'll free my mouse. I can look down here and I can see all of the things that are currently on my tabs. F1 through F7 switches through the tabs. All pretty easy to gain access to. I actually quite like this setup. We hold down tab, we go up to the T, technology, this little atom looking icon. This is probably the coolest part of the whole game. I am impressed with the amount of content this early access has, because look at this. This is the tech tree we've got so far. And as you go through it, you're gonna need different kinds of science points to unlock stuff. So that means you're gonna have to keep building up the base and getting access to those. Some of them require to have colonists on hand, scientists that are trained to get you that research, right? So you're actually gonna have people walking around your base doing works, which has got that kind of little bit of colony management vibe to it, which is pretty neat. Something that you don't see in some of the other titles that have the same kind of logic puzzle vibe to it. But let's go all the way back. Look at this, Stargate. I don't know, I haven't gotten to the end of this yet. Stargate, black holes. There's all kinds of weird stuff down here. But let's go all the way back to the front. Let's grab a little oxygen. We can't get this because we don't have enough science points. We have 1 science of basic science points. We need to get more. Now, one thing that I do recommend you do, there's a little anchor button here. If you click this, this will show you all of your science resource up here in the top right-hand corner that you have gathered thus far. We're gonna need ice. So let's go get some ice so we can get some oxygen so we don't die. We've also gotten our extra point of science. Now, I had queued that up, so it immediately spent my basic science. I'm gonna grab a little bit more here because we're just gonna need more ore anyways. We might as well while we're here. Now, be aware if you are doing the tutorial that you don't want to get ahead of him. Make sure that he's on the same step you are if you want to follow along, or sometimes he won't realize that you built certain structures. Now, it's already put the oxygen generator on our bar. I'm gonna put this back here, maybe like out of the way. Or no, we'll put it up here on the ramp. That's what we'll put it. We'll put it up here on the ramp, right here. Okay. Hitting Q, we can switch to our tools or just get rid of our tools. Now that we have this, what's up? I can use ice to turn this ice into oxygen using this. Doesn't have to have power to do it. Use ice to refill oxygen. You can click it here, or you can just stare at it and hit F, and you'll do the same thing. Bottom left-hand corner, my oxygen level is going up. So we have avoided death. Though look how I've already gotten ice, yet my quest says go get ice. We'll go get some more ice. Might as well have more on us. Here's 7 in here. Now, the mining thing is kind of boring, and anybody who's played too much Ark or Atlas or any of the survival games where you're whacking on rocks like this for hours at a time, don't worry, automation comes very quickly in this, and you won't have to do that for very long. Okay, we've gotten it wants us to refill our oxygen. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we've done it, we've completed the quest. Cool beans, let's learn about electricity. So if we go back into our, T for technology, and we find electricity, it wants us to research this. And go. We've already used our science points, we picked it up. I'm also gonna pick up the copper wire because we're gonna need wire to run the electricity from point to point. And we're gonna ignore water for right now. The next thing that I think I'm gonna pick up is going to be the asteroid catcher, which we're gonna go ahead and queue that up. I like that you can just queue stuff, which is quite nice. All right, what's your deal? You want us to get a carbon reactor online. Easy enough to do. And now they've already filled up your queue, your key at the very bottom, but you can change this. By hitting K, you can go into your construction menu and flick through everything that you've so far unlocked. Here's every block that I'm aware of in the game so far. Now, we don't have much unlocked. It's slowly feeding us this information. It wants us to build some power generation. I'm gonna put the power generation back here. R rotates whatever you're building. You can see that this has an input, which is the green marker, and an output, which is the power marker. I'm gonna rotate it this way. Yeah, I'm gonna rotate it this way, and I'm just gonna stack one of these right here. My plan is to probably put a few of these next to each other. Don't take what I'm doing as any way to min-max this. I am still learning, and when you see the later on save that I have of this, it is one big spaghetti mess because I'm constantly realizing, oh, is that how this works? Oh, I can do this. And then it changes how you build stuff. So we're gonna need something to burn in this to get a little bit of fuel. What we don't have, actually I do have some. I have some carbon on me. So I can just open this up. This burns carbon to get us power. and I'll show you how much. 10 production, that's important. You get 10 power for every one of these that burn as time goes on. And that is now producing power, but it's not doing anything because we don't have any cables running to it. By the way, I have unlocked the copper wire option now. So we can make copper if we want to, and we're gonna need to do just that. We're gonna turn our 5 copper into copper cabling, and we'll be able to put cables. You have to run wires in this, which is a little different than a lot of crafting games. If you played like Space Engineers, where you don't have to worry about power in how you move it, it's just attached to the grid and you're good to go. In this, you do have to run cables from point to point. Fairly easy to do though. It places per block and routes, well, you'll see in just a second. Let's run some power over to, you know what? We're gonna need a little bit more science because I would like to get, oh, it crashed. I would really love to get iron ore. Nope, you broke too. All right, let's go out here. The jetpack, by the way, doesn't use any power, but if you do get the boost for it, you're gonna start burning O2 when you use it, so keep that in mind. Yes, you might be able to get over to a planetoid, but you may never be able to get back. And get back, what I mean is, look at this. If you hit M, there is a map. Now, the map doesn't actually represent the visuals of what's actually in the world. Like, our base doesn't look like this. This is just some kind of placeholder. I kind of wish it did represent what we've built, but it doesn't. And there are what this game would call planetoids nearby, and I can click them, and it will tell you what's in these, and each planetoid has different resources. So this has got copper and titanium. This has got copper, carbon, and uranium, and that's in huge quantities, 35,000, 27,000, 12,000. And like I said, you can strap thrusters to these and move them around, or harpoon them and drag them around. So if you want to make like a chain of islands for your construct, you can do that. Or you can be like a locust swarm that moves from point to point and empties them. You can play all kinds of weird ways. All right, let's go ahead and build up the, oh, we needed that science points, didn't we? Yeah, we need science points so we can get the refinery. I want something that we can actually run. Oh, we got gold, nice. So gold, this is water and gold. And you can tell the off color to it. That's a rare resource. Gold doesn't come often. And in my last game, I didn't find gold for quite a while. Now you'll see gold asteroids that are just floating around. They're literally just gold. And you can tell the difference based on the color of the roid. Just gonna grab a few more of these. We do have 2 science points now, cool. Let's go ahead and build, for one thing, this guy is gonna be definitely our next objective. He is our asteroid catcher. He's our step 1 into getting resources faster. What were we missing on that? We were missing 2 more iron. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Oh yeah, we're just missing iron, okay. Well, you're not iron, so you're iron, right? Yeah, you're 3 iron. Let's come over here and grab it. It's a little slow going at the beginning. Once you get the catcher will actually break these down for you, but you have to manually control its laser beam. But it's not too far into where you'll get auto catchers, which will just, randomly... Oh, is that another gold roid? Hell yeah, let's grab that. Now, if you're a fan of these logic puzzles, these logistical logic puzzles, and I don't know what the name of this genre is, at first I was like, what does this do differently? Because I thought that's where the value would come from this. But after putting so many hours into it, I think the better question is like, is the puzzle and the satisfaction of making something cool, like a big cool chain of a base, and doing things the way I want to do them in my base, is that a lot of fun? And are there enough mysteries with the upcoming technology to keep me wanting to play? And I could say for sure that's definitely the case. Thankfully, the devs are working on it. I've had 2 patches. This came out just a few days ago. There's already been 2 patches since it dropped. How's the backpack doing? Should be automatically refining. 11, yep. Cool beans. We'll put a catcher over here. Note, when you're building these, the power input is the opposite side of the laser. And the laser can only cover about 170 degrees on one side. So once you know that, you're probably gonna wanna spread these around, or at the very least, have them face in multiple directions. I'm gonna put this as far over to the edge as I can, and I'm gonna plop this one right here. It's got 2 outputs, 1 output on the left, 1 output on the right. Does it have another one? No, and that one's literally nothing because that's the one with the laser beam. But we gotta power this sucker. So let's go ahead and grab our energon. I can drag what we're building. Now, I don't wanna do, oh wait, no, that's not even the right. Oops, that's not the right spot. So I switch tools with Q, select the item, hit delete, and it'll hit... I don't have destruction technology. Damn. All right, you'll have to stay there until we research destruction. We can't just delete stuff. Instead of building things on the ground, I want to be able to walk around the base. So we're going to go up with the power. And we'll go across. Actually, let's go to the left. You can see it's actually placing the cables there. We'll go up here. I think those are the right... Yep. And then right through our robot companion. Sweet. He's telling us right now, based on what we build, how to use it. So this now has the juice. This has the power. If we go up to it, right-hand side tells us all the buttons we can push. We can modify it. We can see its inventory with E. But we're going to hit F for catch asteroid. We're now using the laser beam. And let's grab this one. And it can hold... I would rather grab an iron one. Is there an iron anywhere nearby? You. Perfect. There we go. It can hold 2. So 1 goes inside and 1 is pending. And it's already breaking this one down for us. It's 100% efficiency. Keep an eye on that. That's based on how much network load you've got. For power, it's eating 2. So we can actually run 5 of these, funny enough, on one of those power generators. Now, we should get a little bit of science, I believe, from this as it runs. We have 12 science at the moment. Let's go at... No, I don't think we will, actually. I think we can only get science from mining. Yeah, I don't think we get science from those until we get a laboratory. Let's go ahead and get some... You know what? No, cancel that. I love that we've got gold already. That's wonderful. You use gold to make all kinds of stuff and to do research and to recruit people. It's how you hire people. We're going to hold off on that, though. We can't even refine it with this. Let's go to the technology tree and pick up destruction so we can delete that cable that we put down. The water system is going to be important. We're going to want to do that eventually. Let's pick up booster so we can boost around, and we'll pick up the smelter so we can automatically smelt stuff. And the last thing we're going to want, I do have enough science points for it, is conveyors. Now, hell yeah. Now we can make... Oh, not quite. We need iron plates. So we need a little bit more science to get iron plates. We need iron plates to make the conveyors, and we can automate this process. Let's go ahead and get rid of our mistake here. Delete. That'll suck it up. I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit. The music gets a little epic. Oh, you're done. Let's catch another asteroid. The early asteroid catcher is a little bit frustrating. Can I grab you? I totally can. Because you have to keep getting into it and keep doing its thing. But look how convenient this is. We hit this button. We can look at our inventory. I'm going to grab all this. No, don't split it. Just grab it. There we go. You can drag and drop as well. Notice that's just grabbing stuff for us. Isn't that nice? What we're going to want is a refinery now. And I'm going to put this in the middle. I'm going to put the inputs this direction, power this direction. Sure. Because our power generator's over there. Keep in mind, this is my 3rd new game. So I've learned a bit to help with the automation. But I'm sure it's still going to end up becoming a spaghetti mess. Let's go ahead and run some power to it. Same deal, gonna go up. I think we're gonna keep all of our power above this time. You could even go underneath. You could break holes in your space station or starship or whatever you want to call this platform. We are now out of electrical cables, so let's go ahead and get some more of that going. So this is a refinery. What I want is this thing to automatically go into the refinery. The input's on the wrong side. That's okay. But we'll run into the refinery. The refinery will do everything our backpack does, but better. Speaking of which, wait, why don't you have power? Oh yeah, because I didn't have enough cables. All right, stop what you're doing. That's enough cables. I want it to stop because the refinery is going to be able to do this job much better. If I add in those rocks now, we'll put the gold in here. You can see it's running. It'll only give us 1 bar per, but if I put I don't have enough in here. Definitely don't have enough in here. Let's grab some more out of you. Drag and drop, drag and drop. Oh, the days before any kind of automation. There we go. For every 3 iron, now we're getting 2 iron bars instead of for every 4 we'd get 2 from our backpack. So we're already getting a little bit faster resources. It's working. It's refining. Yeah. The game does kind of lack in some sound effects. Like, you get menu sound effects, but you can't hear yourself walking around. You can't hear, like, stuff moving. I think that's something they need to work on in this early access. And before you say, there's no sound in Space Shack, let go of the keyboard. don't leave that comment. There's also no plants floating around on half sections of terrestrial like bits, okay? But that's the thing in this game. Think of it more like a science fiction fantasy game. It's not going hard science in the least. Okay, let's jump into you. Let's get some more, yeah, you know what? I probably do need air. We're getting a little low, and I'd rather not explode. Hey, and we got a science point, so I guess we do get science from using the auto grabber. Cool. So let's refill our air before I die, because that would be embarrassing. Refill, 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 refill. Looking good. We've got this running. Let's get some automation going. So to make those plates, I believe my inventory can do it now. So I'm gonna run the iron bars through to make some plates. Plates are gonna be your bare resource to make your conveyor belts. And now the automation begins and the spaghetti mess of a base can start. You can't walk over these without bumping into them, unlike the cables. These cables do get in the way, but you can walk over the plates. So don't worry about like filling your walkways with them, unless you want your base to look nice, in which case, well, good luck with that. I've tried. I'm sure you can do it. But the second you're like, you know what I really need? And then you start slapping stuff down. Okay, so we've got the plates. This is an output. You can see the red. Once I put a plate, the plate has an arrow. I can rotate the plate with R. I can use my mouse wheel to give the plates angles so we can go up. The plates can go over each other. They can even drop stuff off them if you want to do it that way, though I don't know what the trigger is for that. Let's see what I mean later. We're gonna run our new ore that's coming in from this. Now, thankfully, the automated version of this is literally the exact same size, so it's a pure upgrade when you swap over. Let's go ahead and build these. Boop, 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 boop. I only have enough plates to go to here. Now, I could have this go up and over, and that might actually not be a bad idea. And that's a fairly easy thing to fix. And if you're wondering, well, how do you like... This is gonna take everything out of there, right? But I don't want ice to go in this. I want ice to go to the O2 generator, or the ice crusher is actually what you would want, which we don't have unlocked yet. There are logic blocks, logic filters that you can put on top of these to do all that for you. But we have to get to that technology level, and we're just not there yet. We need some iron. Any iron for me? You do? Wonderful. We're gonna make a few more plates. Let's go ahead and get this catching asteroids. And I'm only gonna run through a bit of the research here, the technology tree here. And then, like I said, we'll look at a later end game where we've got some vehicles unlocked, and you can kind of see where things could progress to, and you can see what a very bad player does. By the way, these are like larger plates. Doesn't that look good? Okay, number one, almost there. We just need a lot more plates. We just ran out of copper, so let me turn on the copper production. And let's grab some copper. All this to get that early automation going. Went the wrong way. Copper needs to go in my inventory. Fuel needs to go into this, which is something we're gonna need to set up. Yeah, we're down to 5 in there. And if we were really being productive, we probably have multiple catch systems. Can I not? See how I can only look so far? That's the big limitation of this thing. And of course, everything we need, which is like iron and copper, there isn't any in grabby range. There's some copper. We should probably build another one of these if we want to get a lot more resources coming in, and just rotate the damn thing. I mean, it only takes iron to do it. Oh, the catcher has 11 at the moment, so let's put those in here so that you can get to work. And I do have more plates. Switching back over to my group 3. There it is, F3. And we're gonna go for inputs. And there we go. Except for this right here, I've screwed up. I've got it pointing the wrong direction. Now this is a super easy fix. You just hit R while looking at it. It's that easy to fix. And boom. We have automation, sort of. It goes one direction at the moment. And most of this stuff doesn't belong in here, so it will just kind of stockpile it. And if we had it come out, it would force out anything that we didn't want, either back into here or wherever we want it to run to. And we can tie into this fairly easily if we want, you know, multiple of these to run into one of the tracks, which is quite cool. Actually, what I would like right now is to make another catcher facing a different direction, just so we can get a little bit more coming in. Where is it? There it is, 5. And how's our science doing? We have 4 points of science. Let's go ahead and rotate it. This time, we're going to have the whole thing facing this direction. We don't have to worry about piping it because we've already got an output right there, which is quite cool. Oh, I like this setup. This is actually new. And we're just going to go down the line, up 1, down the line. I am out of copper. Grab the copper bars. Copy bars. Wait until that gets transferred into cabling. Oh no, I forgot. I moved it back here, didn't I? So I actually need to move cables behind this to here. Easy enough to do. One of the things that I do is I make like a huge amount of copper wire. And I just have like 1,000 in my inventory, and then you never have to worry about it again. It's, you know, once you get to those kind of levels, which always feels really good. And then we can jump into here and be like, yoink. And now we have almost full sky coverage. I love it. Let's grab, iron. Come here. This thing's got crazy range. Now, this is the slow way of getting resources. You know, that's kind of where we're at right now. We can't move the platform, but those worlds out there have, you know, 10, 20, 30,000 ore. And if you watch the trailers for this, you can make, I think that's the most impressive bit of this, is how large the constructs can be. And that's really exciting. Now, the real question is, and I haven't gotten to the really late game, right? I'm, like I said, I'm like 15, 17 hours into it. And I haven't gotten into like that really crazy late in technology. So what do you get to unlock? You know, what's there? Is it working? Is it all funneling out? Let's grab some rocks with you. You'll also notice the music gets a bit epic as we go. And yeah, look at it go. Awesome. So you guys are going to keep pumping out. What's your efficiency? 100%. We're still looking good. More resources coming through. So that gives you an idea of like the most early game, super bare bones basics. We're running resources to and from these. It's going to here. This is going to go to a production building. You know, if we go under T and technology, we pick up the harpoon. Actually, harpoon's quite cool because this will let us harpoon the smaller, the asteroids and drag them around. It'll also let us dock up to asteroids to set up conveyors through. I can actually show that. Better to show it in a later game. So let's switch over to the later game. I'm going to grab a save here because I actually really like this start. I might play this later. So new start, much cleaner. I'll just say cleaner. I like it. Cool beans. And then let's go ahead and load up. There are auto saves as you play. Ooh, we don't want to save over it. Load game, and we'll load up my spacecraft save. I had just built a spacecraft vehicle. So here we go. This is a brand new player figuring out how to play, so please forgive the spaghetti mess. But we are inside the research lab at the moment. I've got researchers hard at work in there. And this is the part I really hope they expand upon. I love the idea of this going from a logistics logic puzzle game into a colony management game, something almost akin to like RimWorld. I hope they go that route. Right now it's fairly simplistic, but it is early access. For instance, you can see the food, these little water bottles. This is a cantina, like a little table for our scientists to come over here and have something to eat. They've got places for them to sleep and then a place to hang out. So they get their food from there and then they hang out here. They can train and learn and become a certain class from this. So there's like little micro elements of that management, that colony management, that I hope continues so that you're building up these nice like sprawling bases with people in them that you have to keep up. Now, right now, they've run out of food before and there was no they wouldn't research, which is what they're doing for me right now. But they also didn't die. And I feel like there needs to be a little bit more threat. I feel like that's a bit missing, right? We need that threat of like, we could lose the colonists. We zoom out, we can see I have hooked up, I found this beautiful like island in space. There's our original starting little base that I've slowly started moving things off of and transferring over. Those green shields are oxygen bubbles that when we go into, it automatically refills the oxygen in our suit. And yeah, I've connected up our brand new island. That's relatively recent. This used to be an iron island, but I mined all the iron off of it because my little, my island didn't have any resources. But you can see the auto grabbers grabbing asteroids. I've got auto miners. I still feel like this is super early into the game. Like I could expand massively. Our mining operation in the corner. As I was saying with like those docking connectors, this is quite cool. if you open this up, this is the main docking connector, right? This connects these two islands together and makes them kind of one grid. If you go up to this, and it took me a minute to figure this out, but it's got tracks. If I hit out on these or in, it actually sets up the tracks so you can move resources from one island to the next without having to do it manually. And then you can set up all of your routes. The only problem with these is I wish you could ride them. I'm saying there's something super satisfying about that. You guys should make that a thing. Make it so the player can ride these. So we can go down our own little loops. So we've got like auto mining drones and all this technology that I've unlocked. And I don't want to give too many spoilers, so I'm not going to go too deep into every one of what these buildings do because I think it's part of the fun of playing. If I hit T, you can see I'm only, maybe a little past halfway. These two are slightly past halfway. I haven't even gotten into the agricultural stuff or the colony origin stuff. Yeah, it's fun. It's cooler little early access title. Oh yeah, and the garage, the hangar, you can make and customize. We go into this. Vehicles, this feels super early access. There's not a lot you can do with it. You can put some wings on it. You can color some aspects, right? So like if I go to the ship body and I grab a wing, you know, I can put a wing on it. Apparently I can only put the wing there. I can put a wing on it there. I don't know what that actually does for it, right? Additional thrust force says 0, so you got me. We can put legs on it if we want to. For landing, there we go. We put some legs on it. Cool, we can rename it. The rover has a few more options. We switch over to the rover. You can do, let's see, Shaq's rover. I painted it. I've changed the size of like we can change the size of this a little bit so that, you know, you can see kind of where they're going. If I bounce out of that, but like, what do you do with this guy other than try to go to different islands? Like I can fly around. Oh, is that new? Do they add sounds? Like I can fly around a little bit. This feels like it's something that they've just recently added. I don't even know if there's collision physics. Let's see. For the spaceship, there isn't. Okay. For the rover, there is. And it definitely feels like they've just recently added that. But I think the whole point of this ship is just to get you from one island to the next. So if you wanted to make like remote bases, you could totally do that. We can hit M and see kind of where we're at. Like, look at that. The island doesn't actually represent the size or shape of the island that you're on. What? Like I can fly over here and check out what is this? Like an ice island? Oh, my scanner doesn't work when I'm in a starship. Interesting. Okay, this is actually quite cool because now I can go over here and see what's up. Do a little exploration. I've got that island over there pinged because I think there's a resource I want to go check out on it. But hey, we're here. My starship doesn't actually have landing gear. I haven't put them on there yet. I can do a scan. Oh, this one's got titanium on it. Cool. The Skyrim island, all right. Let's get back in and fly back. So, yeah, it's a neat little early access title. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one as it continues to develop. I love having some sandbox space, you know, engineers, space sim style games where you get to choose your own destiny, figure out what you want to do. I'm curious what their end game or their later game, you know, once you get your cool base going, what that's gonna be like. So keep an eye out here on the channel for more as this develops. And like I said, it's only a couple of days into their early access. There's a lot of content here compared to most early access titles that have a survival mechanic to them. If you enjoyed the video, you guys know what to do. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Look at that base. Also, come join us over on Twitch. We've been playing a lot of this. It's fun. Bye, guys. Time to land. I have no landing gears. We're just gonna hover. Yeah, good enough. Boop. Haha.